Welcome, I'm Jay Levitt. Thank you for watching this video. Primata's Titan family is based on an extremely safe and productive tactical asset allocation strategy. I will show you why this investment strategy is unparalleled in terms of each of several critical measures. You should be using these measures before investing in any fund, no matter what your objective is. Although this selection represents a broad spectrum of sectors, we are rarely invested in all the members of this diverse set of ETFs at the same time. The Secura Bond Fund is used as a stable foundation in each of our Titan funds. AGG, SHY, and TIP are three bond funds whose benchmarks are well recognized. The fourth ETF, UST, seeks to emulate 2 times the daily performance of the US 7 to 10-year Treasury Bond Index. In each portfolio, Secura is allocated a core portion of the portfolio. For example, in the bond fund, 85% of the equity is devoted to the Secura Bond Fund. There are 3 Titan funds designed to address different investor requirements. Andromeda is primarily an income fund. However, its growth component has generally outperforming market indices like the S&P 500. Orion is a growth and income fund. In spite of its conservative construction, you will see its performance is noteworthy. Ares is a singular fund for investors who can afford to be aggressive. Secura's allocation averages over 60% of the available equity. However, the equity allocation is also 60%. This means equity is being leveraged. Occasionally, you might find a fund that achieves this level of performance, but never this consistency or with this low drawdown. Most mutual funds report their 1-year, 5-year, and 10-year gains as representing their performance. They never indicate how much their fund has suffered from drawdown during the interim periods. This allows them to avoid reporting what happened in 2008. The next few slides will show you how risk is factored into our measures of performance. We want you to sleep well at night. William Sharpe, who won a Nobel Prize in economics, created a tool that helps us evaluate investment alternatives by factoring in risk. A negative evaluation tells us it would have been better to put our money in T-bills rather than in some fund. The higher the evaluation, the better the investment. Unfortunately, few funds publish their Sharpe ratios. You will see why in the next slide. Primata, in contrast, proudly reports the Sharpe ratio of each of its funds. As a demonstration, I calculated the Sharpe ratio for these 3 well mutual funds to compare them with the Secura Bond Fund and the S&P 500. Over this period, starting in 2003, the Sharpe ratio shows us it would have been better to invest in T-bills rather than the S&P 500. This also applies to each of these mutual funds because all of their Sharpe ratios are negative. Primata's bond fund Secura clearly departs from these mutual funds with a Sharpe ratio of almost 8. You will see the Titan funds do much better. Here are the results I promised you. First, notice how small a drawdown is for each Titan fund. Even in 2008, the drawdown is not apparent. None of the funds had a drawdown in excess of 5% starting in 2007. Andromeda, our income fund, had a robust compound rate of return over 13.5%. The Sharpe ratio for it puts this fund in a league separate from most mutual funds. Orion's performance is even better. The shift from bonds to index equities did not increase the drawdown. Its Sharpe ratio is almost 80. The compound rate of return is exceptional at almost 20% per year. Even with leverage, Ares' drawdown was lower than most mutual funds. The higher Sharpe ratio is telling us the increased risk was more than offset by the higher rewards. With any of these funds, you would sleep well at night. In addition to the low-risk, high-reward Titan family of funds, Primata offers 2 more families of funds. The Gemini funds are based on arbitrage, a form of market-neutral investing. Their performance is comparable to Titan's. The Secura Bond Fund is available if you are only interested in a fixed income fund. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more information about the Titan funds or any other of Primata's managed investment funds, email me at drj@primatafunds.com or visit my website at www.primatafunds.com. If you would like to learn more about Primata's services, either send me an email or visit my website.